Hello guys! So today we will be discussing about finding the terms of a sequence, or we will gonna explore ourselves into finding the terms of a sequence. So the set of numbers in figures in the previous activity that we have are called a sequence. So from our assignments, we can consider all of those as a sequence. So each number in a sequence is called a term. So for example, the numbers 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51 is a sequence. So kini again, 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51 is a sequence. The first term is 1. Sa kini na sequence, from 1 to 51, ang first term is 1, ang second term is 11, third term 21, fourth term 31, fifth term 41, and the sixth term is 51. So again, si 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51 is a sequence. Okay, si first term na to si 1, second term na to si 11, third term na to si 21, fourth term si 31, fifth term si 41, and sixth term si 51. Now the question is, what do you think is our sixth term? And to answer that, of course, mauna ang gusto nako ipaabot sa inyo nganong kinahanglan nato studyhan ang sequence. Okay? So each term of a sequence can be represented as follows. So ingani ang ato mga kuan. I-denote nato ang ato mga terms into this kuan. A sub 1. So terms of a sequence natay A sub 1 or we read as A sub 1. So, ang ija description represents the first term of the sequence. So, ang A sub 1 nato is si 1. Unsay pasabot sa A sub 1? The first term of a sequence. Again, ang A sub 1 is the first term of a sequence. A sub 2 is the second term of the sequence. Kinsa man ang ato A sub 2 diha? That is equal to 11. The A sub 3 is the third term of the sequence. The A sub 4 is the fourth term of the sequence. And A sub n represents the nth term or the last term of the sequence. Again, we have to be reminded of those mga denotion na ato gihimo. Denoted by A sub 1, first term, A sub n as the nth term or the last term of the sequence. Now, we need more than two terms to describe a sequence. And the number of terms of a sequence is denoted by n. Again, denoted by n ang the number of terms of a sequence. A sequence is a function whose domain is the infinite or the finite set 1, 2, 3 to n, or the infinite set 1, 2, 3 and so on. So we have there, on the next page nato, the examples of the two types of sequence. So natay sequence A, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So this is actually an example of a finite sequence. Kay, kumita na finite sequence na ara siya hangganan. So, kutob ra siya, ana. Nara siya kutob, no? So, same ra na siya sa ato mga uyab. Nakabalota na naara siya kutob. Ay, didi ay. Simba color, simba color. No? Now, sequence B natay 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And then, naatay tuldok, tuldok, tulok, at tuldok. Injong relasyon gituldokan. Ay! Saya na sa. Sorry guys. Kaya na ako giingon nga kanay. Pag natay mga tuldok-tuldok diha, abot pasabot na and that means it goes on and on. So, infinity siya. Now, sequence A is a finite sequence. Correct? Kaya na siya hangganan. Because it has a last term. And our last term is 18, right? Sequence B is an infinite sequence because it has no last term. Which means it continues infinitely. Kaya naman tayo mga tuldok-tuldok. That means it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay? Now, writing the first few terms of a sequence. We have here, a sequence is usually given by stating the general rule or its nth term. Hence, we can find its next few terms. Now, we have here some examples. So, example number 1. Write the first 5 terms of the sequence whose nth term is given by A sub n, equals 2n plus 1. Again, write the first 5 terms of the sequence whose n term is given by a sub n equals 2n plus 1. So again, mangita daw ta sa first 5 terms. Kung saan ibut pasabot ng first 5 terms, pinakauna nga 5 ka terms. So like for example, diri sa sequence A, first 5 terms. So ato pangitaon si first term, si second term, si third term, si fourth term, o si fifth term. Okay? Solution. Since we are asked to find the first terms of the sequence, then we have ato pangitaon si unsa tong i-denote pag first term a sub 1. Si second term a sub 2. Si third term a sub 3. Si fourth term a sub 4 and si fifth term a sub 5. Hence the values of n to be substituted to a sub n equals 2n plus 1. So since hanapon man nato ang first term, so we will look for ang ato n is 1. Hanapon man nato ang second term, ato n is 2 sad. Hanapon man nato ang third term, 3, fourth term, 4, and fifth term as 5. Okay. Ato siya i-solve step by step. So step 1. To find a sub 1, again, substitutan nato si n ng 1. Of a sub n equals 2n plus 1. So, tanan na mga n nato makita diha, alista nato siya ng 1. So, that is a sub 1 equals 2 times, ganong nahimo na siyang 1. Kay si n nato equal to 1 man. Again, substitutan nato si n ng 1. So, 2 times 1 plus 1. Now, 2 times 1, that's 2 plus 1, that's 3. So, our first term is 3. Now, what is our second term? To find a sub 2, substitute 2 to n of a sub n equals 2n plus 1. So that is, a sub 2 is equal to, si n nato diri, alista nato ng 2, so that becomes 2 times 2 plus 1. So 2 times 2, that's 4 plus 1, that's 5. Now, let's go to the third term. To find a sub 3, substitute 3 to n of a sub n equals 2n plus 1. That is, no? Si n nasad nato, alista nasad nato ng 3. So that becomes 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, that's 7. Now for 4, 2 times 4 plus 1, no? 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, that's 9. Now for 5, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1, that's 11. So, therefore, the first 5 terms of the sequence are 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Again, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Which means, kung ato makita, no, na sila'y common difference na 2. Okay? Para makakuanta sa 5, ada na to si 3 ng 2. 3 plus 2, 5, plus 2, 7, plus 2, 9, plus 2, 11. And, later, sa sunod na to na mga topics, makabaluta, unsa na mga klase na mga sequences ang kinahanglan nato mahibaw-an. Okay, but sa next pa na mga topic. Now, let's go to our second example, which is this one. What is the 10th term of the sequence defined by the formula an equals n squared plus n minus 1? So, we are actually looking for the 10th term. And since we are finding for the 10th term, that means that Rn is equal to 10. Again, since nangita man ta sa 10th term, ika-10th term, so ana, ang pasabot isang n nato is equal to 10. Hence, we will substitute the value of n to a sub n equals n squared plus n minus 1. So, tanan nga makita nato diri na n, alista na nato siya ng 10. So, that is a sub 10 equals 10 squared plus 10 minus 1. So, 10 squared, that means si 10 i-multiply nato sa ija kaugalingon, kaduha. So, 10 times 10, that is equal to 100. And of course, plus 10 minus 1. So, 100 plus 10, that is 110 minus 1, that's 109. Therefore, ang ato ikanapuyo na term of the sequence given by a sub n equals n squared plus n minus 1 is equal to 109. Now, let's go to our third example. So our third example is this. Which term of the sequence given by a sub n equals 3n minus 6 is 42? Again, kisay ato gipangita diri ang term or ikapila na term. Again, ikapila na term sa ato formula na an or sa ato sequence na an equals 3n minus 6 ang 42. So, solution, in the given example, we already know that a sub n equals 42. Okay, kabalo na ta, ang ato a sub n is equal to 42. Now, ang ato pangutana diri is kung ikapila na term si 42. Hey, we are asked to find the value of n when a sub n is equal to 42. To do this, we substitute the value of a sub n, which is 42, to a sub n equals 3n minus 6. Gets? Then we have a sub n equals 3n minus 6 to 42 is equal to 3n minus 6. So again, since kabaluta, di ba nagbutang ta diri that a sub n, nagbutang ta diri no, that a sub n equals 42. No? So that only means sa ato formula natay a sub n is equal to 3n minus 6. So since a sub n is equal to 42, so kini siya alisda nato ninang 42. So nahimo na siyang 42 equals kini 42 equals 3n minus 6. And since we already have that, then we will solve for n. Again, we will solve for n. So, nanata diri, 42 plus 6 equals 3n. Nganong nahimo naman ni gingani? So, balis nato si 6 sa left side. And the right term for that is, we add both sides by 6. Gi-add na to both sides by 6. Add both sides by 6. So, kini siya, negative 6 plus 6, that's 0. So, mo nang 3n ra ka nang nabilin. And sa pikas natay 42 plus 6. Gets? Now, 42 plus 6, that's equal to 48. Equals 3n. Now, we divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So, 3n divided by 3, that's n. 48 divided by 3, that's 16. So, therefore, si 42 daw is ika-16 si dyan na term of the sequence a sub n equals 3n minus 6. Sabtan ra, guys, ang ato discussion ko man. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. See you guys. Bye, everyone.